Hi everyone, my name's Rachel. I just wanted to make a real quick video on how I lost 50 pounds in 3 months. Up until now, I've been documenting my whole weight loss journey on Instagram at Fit4Family. And when I hit the 50-pound weight loss mark, I made a post about it, obviously, and I got so many comments, DMs, messages, even like phone calls from friends and family asking just so many questions, like how I did it, all this stuff. So I wanted to make a real quick video on how I did it, answer some of those questions. So one of the questions I got was, what was your motivation? Like, what made you want to start, and what did you do first? So as for motivation, the thing that kind of kickstarted this, other than just wanting generally to be healthier and lose weight, I have something called premature ovarian failure. And basically what that means is I have no ovarian function, and my husband and I are at the point in our lives where we want to start a family, and the only way that we're going to be able to the way that we've chosen to do that is through embryo donation. Unfortunately, a lot of the clinics that offer that have a BMI requirement of 35, and I was way over that. From my starting weight, I had to lose 97 pounds. And so I'm already almost there. I'm down 70, so that's like a huge chunk. But that was my motivation. I just want to be a mom more than anything. And so every time I think like, oh, this is getting too hard, I just want to give up or whatever, I just think of that. That's my motivation. And I think finding something, a motivation, just to constantly remind yourself why you're doing it, have a very clear why. I think that's super helpful. And it can be anything, just, getting healthier. That's a great why. And as for what I did first, I joined Weight Watchers. That was like my first thing. I knew I had to do something, and I've done like every diet out there. And I hadn't tried Weight Watchers. I was actually, I even went to my doctor and we talked about getting like gastric bypass. Like, I was pretty ready to do anything. And I thought, well, let's just give Weight Watchers a try since I haven't tried it. And it's been working so far. Right now I'm down, like I said, 70 pounds, and it's only been like 4.5 months. So I think I've had a lot of success on it so far. I really love it. If you don't know what Weight Watchers is, real quick, basically they assign a point value to food, and you're allowed a certain number of points per day. So you have like an app, you track your food, and you just got to stay within those points. And yeah, that's, I do the online only. I don't go to meetings, only because I just have a really crazy and erratic work schedule, and I can't really dedicate the time that it takes to go to those meetings. But the online works for me. I like it. So another question I got, kind of in the same vein of the last question, was, do you eat your maximum amount of points? Do you use weeklies? And do you limit carbs? So no, I don't usually use all my points. I, at the beginning, was given like 52 points a day, which is a lot. And as you lose weight, you are allowed less points. So I think right now I'm at 41 per day. And because with the Weight Watchers Freestyle program, they have a lot of 0-point foods, so most fruits, a lot of vegetables, lean proteins like eggs and chicken and stuff like that are all 0 points. So I eat a lot of those, and I feel like if I was to try and hit 50 or 40 to 50 points a day with all of those 0-point foods that I do eat, I would be overeating. Or I would have to like go out of my way to make not so great food choices to hit that. And I mean, the points are there to be used. I just don't use them. I also don't, or I don't use all of them. Some days I do kind of almost hit that. But a lot of days I don't, just being honest. I don't use weeklies either. I think I've used them like once or twice. Like if I go out to eat, sometimes I'll dip into the weeklies. But it's not, I don't use them to like eat a piece of cake or like have like 3 margaritas. Like I'm still trying to make healthy choices within the points that I'm given. So yeah, just real honest, I don't have cheat meals, stuff like that. And do I limit carbs? No. Which for someone who has been, like, I was on Atkins like when I was like 11 or something, which is a low carb diet. I was on keto like 2 years ago. And so like the fear of carbs is real. And I tend to still get freaked out when I notice I'm eating a lot of carbs, but it hasn't hindered my weight loss at all. So no, I don't limit carbs. So another comment that I got, actually I got quite a few comments on my Instagram. I do post about that I do intermittent fasting as well, and a lot of people were intrigued or had questions. And so basically what I do with intermittent fasting, there's different ways of doing intermittent fasting. I do the 16-8 method, which basically means you fast 16 hours a day and you have a eating window of 8 hours. So, which sounds crazy, like, oh, I don't eat for 16 hours a day. Well, you're asleep for most of it, honestly. Like, if you sleep 8 hours and you eat 8 hours, then that leaves 8 hours that you don't eat. But it's not that bad, really. And yeah, I do that every day. So my eating window is from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. just because that works with my schedule. You can do literally anything, but 1 o'clock tends to work the best for me to break my fast. That's when I can take my break at work or whatever. And yeah, I do it every day. You don't have to do it every day. Honestly, like maybe once or twice a month, I will like have breakfast. It's usually like on a weekend. And so, you know, you do what works for you. And I really like it. I'm not like ravenous in the morning. At the beginning, it can be a little difficult, but, you kind of get used to it. And sometimes I'm still not even hungry or ready to eat until like 2:30. But yeah, I really like it. And I did notice once I started doing the intermittent fasting, that my weight loss did speed up a little bit. So when I first started, I wasn't doing it. I had done intermittent fasting when I was on keto a couple of years ago, so like I was already kind of familiar with it, and I didn't start doing it when I started Weight Watchers. But I was like, well, let's try it again. And I kind of really like not having to make breakfast. Just have more time in the morning. And so I did notice a big I did notice my weight loss speed up when I added that in. So I also know that it's a real great way to like break through plateaus. Just something to consider. You of course don't have to do intermittent fasting, but I have been and I like it. So something else I get a lot of questions about also is, do I work out? What do I do? If I do work out, do I go to the gym? Yes, I do work out. Again, I also didn't start that right away. I find that if you kind of just like ease yourself into a big change like this, it's a little bit easier. So I think like the first couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I wasn't doing anything other than just like trying to walk more, which makes a big difference, believe it or not. But then I started going back to the gym. And since then I've been going like 4 to 6 times a week. unless I'm sick, which I get sick a lot in the winter. Being around kids, you get really sick all the time. But I go like 4 to 6 times a week, and I do like 15 minutes on the elliptical to start, just to like get my heart rate up. And then I do like 45 minutes to an hour of weightlifting. And I hate cardio. It is so boring. Haven't found a love for it yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I see people on there like doing their thing for like an hour, and I'm like, more power to you. I can't do it. It's just so boring. I don't know. It's very boring. But I love weightlifting, and my goal isn't to become like super jacked, but I don't know. I like starting to feel like I'm getting like more muscle tone, and I'm gonna have a lot of loose skin after this. I've lost 70 pounds. There's already plenty, and I know it's only gonna get worse. I still have about another 70 pounds to go, and you can't fix loose skin, but if you start building muscle underneath, then you're going to probably reduce the appearance of it. At least that's what I've heard, and that's what I've seen a lot of people online. It's true, like I've seen it. So that's kind of the goal. And so yeah, and another thing on fitness related, I have a Fitbit, and I love it. It has been so helpful in my weight loss journey because I like being able to see how much activity I'm getting, how many steps I'm taking, because it's 7 in the afternoon, 7 at night, and I'm at 9,268 steps. So normally I'd be like, oh, I can just relax if I didn't have something counting my steps or whatever. But because I know, maybe I'll go take the dog for an extra long walk just so I can like hit those steps. It keeps me, making it's like with food. You think you're eating good food, but until you're tracking, you don't really realize what you're eating. So with this, I'm accountable for the movement I'm making throughout the day, and until you pay attention to the steps you're taking, or the how active you are, you might think you're a lot more active than you really are. So I've found it very motivating. One last thing I want to say about working out is it can be intimidating going into the gym just at all, but especially starting weightlifting. If you think, I don't know what I'm doing, I've never done it, I'm gonna look like a fool. Well, don't let that stop you. I can guarantee you most of the people there doing those exercises have felt that way at some point. And I mean, not only do most gyms have like a trainer there who can help you, like even Planet Fitness, which I go to, which is like the cheapest of the cheap gym, they have people there who can show you. They like bring you around, show you all the machines, stuff like that. But I learned all of mine just from like watching YouTube videos or going on Instagram. Like, there's so much information out there, and it's good information, and it shows you step by step how to use all these machines. And like, I was so scared to use like the cable machine, and now I use it for everything. I love it. But I was like terrified. I like wouldn't go near it. Just even being around it, I'm like, oh, they're gonna think I'm so stupid. I don't even know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna look ridiculous. But now, like, I feel like a badass. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing my workout, and I don't know, I have just as much right to be there as they do, and so do you. So don't let that stop you. Just look up videos. There's so much information out there. There's no reason to not do it. So another question that I got was, how do you break through a plateau, or how do you deal with a gain? I haven't had any gains yet. I did have 1 week where I weighed in and I had lost 0 pounds, which was just as upsetting as a gain, honestly, but it was fine. Like, we got over it. But I do kind of hit not like big plateaus, not like month-long plateaus, which I have gone through in other diets before. But I have hit, like, you know, I'll go like a pretty, you know, couple days stretch where like I'll be maintaining a weight. And I get a little like anxious. I mean, I have a lot of weight to lose. I have a very specific reason why I have to lose this weight. And I'm not getting any younger. Like, I'm gonna be 30 this year. Like, I don't want to like have this drag on forever. So like I get a little anxious when I kind of like plateau for a couple days. So what I do, if you're looking for some tips for breaking through a plateau, you can do a couple of things. Pretty much for all of them, just change it up. Whether that's incorporating, like I said before, the intermittent fasting, try that. I know that that helps a lot of people. For me, what I do is I will eat a higher point day. So like I said, I usually don't hit all of my, or like I don't eat all of my points, my daily points, but I will, like, I don't know, go to a restaurant and get a meal that normally I wouldn't eat, like a, you know, 15-point dinner, but I'll go and I'll have that, as long as it's not bad. I mean, don't get something that's like loaded in sodium that's gonna cause you to retain a lot of water. Like, be smart about what you're getting, but have something that's a little higher point. So maybe something with potatoes, or like a dressing. Like I like to get a Cobb salad that has like blue cheese dressing, like real dressing. I know. So bad that I'm like excited about dressing, but it's fine. So I'll get like a salad that has like a full fat dressing, which in itself would be like so many more points that I normally would have. But what it does is it kind of like kickstarts my metabolism and gets things moving, and I end up usually having a loss, if not that next morning, the day after. So I think the key is to just change things up, do something different, kind of throw a wrench in there, and it'll kickstart things. That's what I do anyway. The key though, when you're dealing with a plateau or a gain, is to not give up. Just keep pushing. Don't give up. You're gonna want to. I've done it so many times in the past, and just don't give up. You're not going to be gaining anything by giving up. Just keep pushing, try a couple things, and sometimes your body just needs time to catch up. So don't give up. Just keep going. Keep doing your thing. And things will change. But nothing's going to change for the better if you give up. It's just not. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. There's no big magic. There's no secret. There's no, I don't know, secret pill or something. It's just staying dedicated to your end goal, and really just trying to remember why you're doing this in the first place. Always have that in the back of your mind. But yeah, there's no big secret. Basically just changing my diet, changing what I did with my free time, like, you know, exercising and not binging Netflix all weekend has made a huge difference. And it sounds so silly, like, oh, just diet and exercise. But yeah, that really does work. Like I said, I lost 50 pounds in exactly 3 months, and I'm still losing, and it's been life-changing, and I hope this helped you guys. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'm documenting everything on Instagram. That's like probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. But feel free to ask any questions, reach out. I'm at Fit4Family on Instagram, and yeah, go on over there, follow me, or leave a comment on this video, and I wanna start the dialogue. Let me know if you guys have any tips or whatever, because Lord knows I can still use them. So yeah, leave a like and a comment, and please subscribe. I'm gonna be trying to make more videos, maybe answering more questions you guys have, doing some recipe videos, food hauls, what I eat in a day, stuff like that. So yeah, love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.